In this tutorial, you will learn how to use the Grazing Herd Setup tab in Grazing Estimator. If you use any of your fields for grazing or gleaning, either part of the year or year-round, you will need to account for the manure nutrients spread by the animals. One way to start is to build your herds in the Grazing Herd Setup tab, and then use the Grazing Estimator to figure out the rate at which the herd deposits manure. Let's start by going to the nutrient screen, and then navigate to the Grazing Herd Setup tab. Note that you will be creating the herd in a single cropping year. To make herds available for more crop years, you can use the Copy Sources/Fertilizers/Herds button, which we will cover later in the tutorial. Add a new herd to the table by clicking on Add Herd. Give the herd a descriptive name and select the animal group from the drop-down menu. Click Accept. You can only have one animal group per herd. Now that you have the herd named, you can add the specific animals to that herd. Click the green plus sign above the table and choose the animal type from the drop-down menu. Then enter the number of animals. You can add as many types from the group as you need to. Click Calc at the bottom to determine daily manure production and the herd's animal units. To estimate an average application rate for this group of animals to use when planning across the farm, click on the Grazing Estimator button, and the Grazing Estimator window will open. Choose the crop year and the herd name. Then enter total acres used for grazing or gleaning, approximate days, and the percent of each day the animals spend on these acres per year. Click Refresh, and the estimated average application rate in tons per acre will appear. You can also use the Grazing Estimator to figure out the application rates for specific fields, as I will show later. Click Close when finished. The next step is to enter the herd's deposited manure nutrients in SnapPlus by adding it as a nutrient source on the nutrient screen. Go to the Nutrient Sources screen and add a grazing manure source to the Manure Sources table. Enter your herd's animal type and name, and click Save. The typical nutrient content of manure for that animal type, as excreted, will show in pounds per ton. You can use the daily rate of the herd's manure production and the total time grazing to calculate the annual volume. The next step is to start planning your grazing applications. You plan grazing applications just like mechanical manure applications by either using the rotation wizard or by entering the information field by field in the Nutrient Application Planner. Let's do an example using the Nutrient Application Planner. Go to the cropping screen and click on any cell in this year's manure or this year's fertilizer. This will open up the Nutrient Application Planner. Click on the plus sign to add an application, then select the grazing nutrient application we created. Then enter the average application rate we calculated earlier, which was 5.9 tons per acre. Since this was a general rate estimate, I'm rounding to 6 tons per acre. You can see here that this supplied 18 pounds of nitrogen, 18 pounds of phosphorus, and 36 pounds of potassium per acre. If you want to adjust the grazing rate, you can do that from the Nutrient Application Planner by clicking here. Just enter this field's acres and grazing time and click the refresh key. You can keep the estimator open while you enter the application and the calculated rate. You can also use the Rotation Wizard to plan grazing applications. Watch our Rotation Wizard video tutorials to see how. One more quick note. Remember that we were going to review how to copy the herd to multiple years using the Copy Sources/Fertilizers/Herds button on the nutrient screen? It's really easy. Just select the herds you'd like to copy and move them to the right. Then choose the years to copy the herd onto to make them available those years, and click OK. This is the end of the tutorial on accounting for nutrients spread by grazing or gleaning animals in SnapPlus.